We're now going to learn how to handle exceptions. Normally, whenever an exception is raised, program execution is halted. So Python provides a way to handle these exceptions such that the program execution continues. So just because you have an exception doesn't mean the program will stop. So another term for this is catching the exception. So just like you can catch a fly ball when you're playing baseball with a glove, we're going to catch these exceptions and continue on with our program. And the way to do this is with a try except code block. So that's what we're going to learn here, is how to use this try except code block. In order to do so, you must use both try and except together to catch the exceptions, or else it'll be a syntax error. So try comes first, then the code block, and then except, and then its code block. Colons follow each, both try and except, which should inform you that a code block, an indented code block, follows. All right, so this is easier once you see the code, so I'm just explaining it here, and then I'm going to show you an example. So what happens is code in the try block is attempted. So that's code we want to try, literally want to try to see if it works. If it fails, then the except block is executed. If it succeeds, then we just don't execute the except block. All right, so let's see how this works in action. Here we have a list of cities, and then we have an index of the integer 5. So let's just say we want to assign the variable city to whatever the index is. So here it is 5. We know this is not going to work because there's only 4 values. The highest index is 3. So we will get an error over here. Now, instead of producing an error, what we can do is we can catch this error, and it's with a try except block. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the word try and then a colon, which means a code block is to follow. So I'm going to attempt this code, and if that fails, I will then have an except block which will run over here, and I will just say print index failed like this. So it's like an error message, but it's just a print statement. So technically this is not something your code did not stop. And then we'll just keep going with our code, and we'll just print normal continuation of the program. So the program will continue to run after that. And so now let's go ahead and execute this. And as we can see here, so what has happened, so let's go ahead and show what's happened, is that these two are outside of the try except block. So this is just normal code. In the try except, it's going to attempt to do this line. It fails, so then it moves down over here, and it says the index has failed. That's what it prints out right here. And then it just continues on with the rest of the program. So we don't, nothing has stopped. So the program continues to run, and it would run even more lines after that. All right, so let's see. I'm going to just copy and paste this over here. And now let's just say I do a correct index like 2. So what happens here is that this line runs. It runs successfully. So it does not go into the except block. It moves down here to this statement, normal continuation of the program. So this code will run basically no matter what. Doesn't matter if I put like a bad index. The error will be caught, and it'll say index failed like that, and then just continue on with the program. So nothing can really make this program stop if just at least changing this index right here. So one other thing we can do here is we can have a print statement over here and say city selected at index. And let's just put this back to, let's just say 3 now. It says city Victoria selected at index 3. So there's 2 statements in our 2 lines of code over here in our try block. If either one of these fails, so we could have an error in the second one, then it'll move on over here. Okay, but both were correct. Both statements executed correctly. So it just execution jumps down over here just to the normal continuation of the program. So that is the very basics of a try except block. This is actually bad practice. I'll show you in a little bit, or the except block is bad practice. We want to make specific exceptions over here, and we'll see that in the next video. But this is the sort of the very entry into a try and except block. You put some amount of code that may or may not work. If it does work, then it just goes down over here. If it doesn't work, then you enter the except block and run all of that code.